everybody, it's Chloe from Save the Victor. How's everybody doing today? Amazing, I hope. Today we're going to do one more look with the Chucky and Glamlite palette and maybe sneak in another item as well. But yeah, so we enjoyed playing with the Glamlite stuff that I have on loan from my friend Martha. I thought that I could just do one more look on this fabulous palette. So if that's what you're into, you want to see what other looks you can do with the Glamlite palette, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Okay, eye primer time, and as always it is my P. Louise Rumor 2 because that is the one I am currently panning. It was the one that was in the broken tube, so in a jar it went. Okay, so that's done, quick and easy, and now yay, the Chucky Glamlite palette. So glad we have a second chance to play with this, that I had a little time and I didn't have to give the palette back yet. Pretty soon though. So first off, we're going to start with this shade called Good Guys. It's kind of like a concrete shade. I think I might say later on somewhere a grayish. That's what I thought at first, but now that I kind of look at it, I think, and you'll see that it kind of has like a dark concrete kind of look to it. And it's just, I felt like the nice way to kind of start smoking out the eye. I did have a plan this time, surprise, a shocker. I knew that I kind of wanted to do a smoky gray and silverish type look, and then use some of the colors, of course, that we didn't use last time, which was very black and blood red, burgundy red type look. So I thought we're going to try a little bit different. I mean, there's really only 2 or 3 color palettes in this palette that you could do. So we're now going into It's Time to Play, and then this is a dark gray. It's almost like a blue gray. That's what it kind of looks like in the pan, and I think it does on the eye as well. So even though they look like they're way different in the palette, on the eye they look like there may be a couple shades different, versus when you look at a palette, it looks like there's a good that It's Time to Play is a good 5 or 6 shades darker. But on the eye, most of these went on a little bit darker than I thought that they would go from the outset, but they blend really well and they're really nice quality. I had mentioned before that I did like the Scooby Do one a little bit better for quality, but now that I'm kind of a little bit more familiar with this formula from this palette, since we're having another go at it, I'm liking it a lot. Like I said, it was very minimal difference, I think, and it was mostly in things like the black on how it packed in. So luckily here I had a nice kind of angled brush on the other side of the Sigma brush, because some of the color kind of got caught in my scar a little bit, so it became a winged out look. I was kind of thinking maybe doing a dark rounded look, but as you can see, that's not quite how it went. But then also I really gravitate to winged out looks anyways. And then when I was doing this, I was not taking any additional color at first. I was just using what was on the lid to do that shape, because I didn't want to make it too dark that I'd have to spend too much time playing with it if I made a mistake. So it was just kind of easier to drag the color that was there. And then now I just take a little bit more of It's Time to Play and then just kind of fill in a little bit where it looks not patchy, but way lighter. So it we want to have some intensity, but we don't want it to be too dark. Like, we wanted a very blurred out kind of smoky look, but I didn't want to see skin through there either. So it's a little bit of building up as we go along and then playing with the shape. One side always seems to wing out easier than the other, so sometimes there's a little bit of playing and then trying to even it out. I was originally going to do my full face first, but then I remembered I had it, not a lot, but I think I had some shimmer fallout, so I thought, you know what, from that last look, that maybe it might be better. And then as you can see here, I'm able to kind of shape it with my finger and not wreck my base underneath, which you could do if I would have had a full face of makeup on, but still kind of like trying to get the shape the way that I want it. But I think we're getting there. I think it's almost there. So next step, we're going to go back into, again, It's Time to Play. And we're going to just go and do the bottom lash line. And then after that, we're also going to use Good Guys. So we're just going to use the first two shades that we've been using on the top of our eye to do the bottom lash line. I sped this up a little bit because bottom lash lines aren't the most exciting part of a look, at least not for me. And yeah. But there we go. It does finish off a look though, which I really like. So now we're gonna go back into Good Guys, and we're just gonna go and kind of fill it in, even it out, and make it a little bit more intense, just to try and get the finished, at least the top part of the look, kind of as much done as possible. So I kind of sped this up a little bit as well, because you don't want to see me doing this for 10 minutes. It wasn't that long. All right, so now we're going on to this other shade here, and then this one is called Let's Be Friends, and this one is a mauvey purple. A lot of the other ones in here, there isn't really like a true aubergine or grape purple. The purples in here seem to all have more of kind of a reddish tone, but this one is a nice mauve. I quite like this shade, and I thought it would be kind of the perfect color just to kind of blend the two grays together. So the kind of the concrete one of Good Boys or Good Guys, and then the darker one, It's Time to Play. Thought this would nicely sit in the center. I mean, it's mostly going to be covered with a shimmer shortly, but you usually kind of like I do anyway, some kind of base underneath before I put the shimmer. Because depending on the shimmer, sometimes the base underneath can either intensify it or add more color if it's a sheerer formula. At least that's what I'm learning as I'm going along here. So yeah, so it does blend in really nice, and does the trick for me here. Okay, so I just went and just kind of evened out a little bit with a little bit of Good Guys, and now I'm going to go into Free Hugs. So that is the black in the palette, because I felt that I just wanted to have a teeny bit more darkness on the outer corner. So I thought, okay, let's just dip into this great black shade. I think it goes on really, really well, and then just kind of blend it into the gray. Because I don't want it to read as black, but I did want some more darkness on the outer edge there. And now that I've done that, I thought for a second what I wanted to do, if I wanted to add more color, but I thought, no, let's go straight to the shimmers, and I went into the shade Wanna Play. So that is the brightest shimmer in here, and of course it is a silver. So I'm gonna try just spraying it and then just putting it directly onto the front of my eye, and let's just see how intense it goes on. So I am seeing some shimmer there, but I don't think it's going on as much as I really want it to. As I keep trying, but then in the end I just decide, no, let's do something else. Okay, so the something else was I cleaned up the front. I just used a little cleanser and I took away some of the front there, and then I added a little of my P. Louise base, and then we're gonna go back into Wanna Play, and then let's see how it does now with it having a lighter base to be on. As I was putting on the base, I was like, man, you could have tried a white base, but I think this ended up doing the trick. Now it does take a little bit of building up. It's still light, but it does get there in the end. As you can see, I'm seeing a little bit more shimmer on its own. I think before I was just seeing it felt like gray with sparkle. And on this eye, you can see, and maybe the other side was a little bit wet, but I'm getting a little bit more payoff on this eye here. All right, see, that's looking to me way better. It's giving that silver gray look that I want. So I was kind of glad that I ended up taking off the old color to put on some of the new color. So now we're gonna go into the one that's called Chucky and TFF Forever. And then this one is a mid-tone to dark gray shimmer. And with a little spray, you'll see that this one goes on really nice. And then it was a nice way to blend in the lighter shimmer into the matte. Shimmers always blend really nicely in together, and they're just always nice to make it look more seamless, I think. So this was a really nice color. I enjoyed working with this one, and this one goes nice over the dark too. So I think it was just that light silvery shade wanna play that needed to have a lighter base to get more of the effect that we were looking for. Okay, so we're finished with that shade, and now we went into the darkest shade, and it's called Your Pal Since '98. And this is the, I guess, the darkest shimmer in the palette. And, well, no, He's Back is the darkest one. It's the black with the red. But this is the darkest silver in the palette. And I just thought it would just finish up the edge a little bit. And again, so these three shimmers will have a little bit more of a smooth transition through the shimmers, but still giving me that smoky look that I wanted. These are really nice. I can really see why everybody really likes the Glamlite formula. And finally, we're just gonna go and use all the colors that we've used before. So good guys, it's time to play. And we're just gonna go and clean up the edges. So the top of the eye, bottom lash line, just make everything just a little bit more cohesive before we start working on our base. Okay, so I have most of my base on. I thought we could play with one more product that I have on loan before I have to give it back. But I just put a little black eyeliner in the waterline, little black mascara, and then of course my base, which is a Dose of Colors, a little bit of NARS blush, some kimchi powder, and then this lipstick was from a mystery box that I got from Ace Beauté. So we were loaned this, and at the same time as we were loaned that, we were loaned the Scooby Do collection, one of the palettes, not the full collection, and one of the highlighter set. And then this is the beautiful highlighter that comes with a pinky one and a greeny one. Though this one looks like it's gonna be the green one, but when you put it on, it's that one. So I thought maybe we should play with a little bit of highlighter. So we're just gonna take a little bit of that highlighter. It is so blingy, so tap, tap, tap. And then let's put on a little highlighter. I thought since I was doing, we'll blend it out. Since we were doing one more look with the Chucky, I thought we should do one more quick play with the highlighter while we had it. And then I thought it would also be good to do a little bit, look how blingy that is, a little bit of an inner corner one as well. So the first look we had done was more red and black, or burgundy and black. And then this one I thought we would just go with the grays and the silver with a touch of the black. And yeah, this is a great little eyeshadow palette and a great highlighter palette as well. And then for the inner corner, let's use the other highlight that is in here. And then we're just gonna pop that into the inner corner. Another one that's super bright and shiny. And we are done. Thank you so much, Martha, again, for loaning this beautiful makeup for me to play with. So that was our second look using the Glamlite Chucky palette from Glamlite. And just a refresher, there is that beautiful color story. So with this look, again, we played with more of this kind of lighter beigey grayish. Yeah, like a grayish. This one, which was quite gray, a little bit of that purple and just kind of in the middle to kind of match the two together. And then for shimmers, of course, we use the silver, kind of grayish one there, and just a smidge of the black one. So that way we used a good we used a good chunk of the colors in here. I think the only 2 or 3 we didn't use is we never used this color. I don't think we used this color. And I don't think we didn't use this one either, or if we did, it was very little. But yeah, this is a fun little palette, and I was asked to do one more look, and then I thought while I had it, let's do one more look. So there we go. That is our second play with the Glamlite X Chucky palette. And then we snuck in a little bit of the Scooby Do highlighter from Glamlite as well. So there we go. That is our look. I hope you liked the smoky gray and silver look we've got going here. If you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe even hit that notification bell. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends and we can play with Glamlite together. As always, behave, make good choices, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.